Hey, what's going on everyone? Greg here, and before we get into today's video, I wanted to mention that I have a Twitter. You might not know it because I don't have the account at Greg's Gadgets. My Twitter handle is at Gregory McFadden, which is my name, and basically my Twitter game is very, very weak. I only have around 820 followers, and that's compared to the nearly 64,000 subscribers we have on this channel. Thank you, by the way. I am blown away by all those subscribers, so if you are watching my content, if you like my content, you want to know more of my thoughts, give me a follow on Twitter. Again, it's at Gregory McFadden. I would really, really appreciate it if we can at least get it to 1,000 followers. I would be eternally grateful. So thank you very much, and now let's get back into the video. So recently we've been talking a lot about rumors on this channel. Everything from the iPhone SE 2 to Apple's brand new over-the-ear headphones to Apple AirTags, all the way to the long-awaited iPhone 12, which should debut around in September. Now, there's another September product that we are expecting, but maybe we don't have all the concrete details on. Of course, I am talking about the Apple Watch Series 6. And this was kind of the same for last year. Last year, we basically got no details at all about the Series 5 Apple Watch. I actually did a video about what features I thought we'd see on a Series 5 Apple Watch, and basically all the ideas for my video weren't there, and the new features they did announce for the Series 5 kind of shocked people. People weren't expecting an always-on display, and the other new feature, the compass, was honestly very underwhelming. So for this video, I really wanted to dig through and go through all of the rumors and leaks from over the years and kind of try to line them up with the Apple Watch Series 6 timeframe. So for this video, this is what I think we can expect for an Apple Watch Series 6. So when we think about a new Apple product, one of the first things we think about is design. The Apple Watch Series 5 kept the same design as the Series 4, and I think we can expect the overall design to stay more or less the same for the Series 6. It's hard to see how Apple further upgrades this design besides making it thinner, and although the front display could go a bit more edge to edge, it's not something I see Apple doing right now. Let's not even mention the incredibly large amount of Apple Watch bands in the ecosystem, which makes me think that Apple is even less likely to do a major redesign. And don't get me wrong, that's not to say that the Apple Watch Series 6 won't see any minor design tweaks. We're hearing rumors that the Apple Watch Series 5 will be getting a product red version sometime in March, and I can see the aluminum version of the Apple Watch Series 6 adopting some more color options, just like the colorful iPhone lineups we have seen recently. Furthermore, we could see different materials or colors for an Apple Watch edition, and maybe the possibility of a stainless steel midnight green Apple Watch. Okay, well, how about some brand new features? Like I mentioned before, the Series 5 was pretty weak on brand new features, just an always-on display, and again, that compass, which I basically never use. For the Series 6 Apple Watch, I think we can see quite a bit of new features here, especially after that lackluster Series 5. First of all, I think we might expect some new health-oriented features make its way to the Apple Watch, and that in turn could also influence some other aspects or features that we might see. Last year in February, we heard reports from Bloomberg that the 2020 Apple Watch would be getting sleep tracking. I think it's safe to assume that Apple plans on adding more health tracking features, so sleep tracking is a pretty big one. But there are some issues I think Apple has to work out before they offer their own native sleep tracking experience. Mainly is that the Apple Watch is not designed to be a sleep tracker, and that's mainly because the battery life only lasts around 18 hours. Now, I think there's a few workarounds or a few ways to solve this battery life issue. The first and most notable one being you could put a bigger size battery in the Apple Watch Series 6. But again, you are very, very limited to the very small size of an Apple Watch, so you really can't expect the battery to increase that much in physical size. Additionally, Apple could also offer faster charging on the watch through a bigger power adapter. Now, with fast charging, the way this would probably work out is that if you're using it for sleep tracking, as you're getting ready in the morning with your morning shower or something like that, you would just put the Apple Watch on the charger for like 30 minutes, and maybe it could charge all the way to 80% capacity. and that would kind of downplay the need for extended battery life. However, I think the most likely solution is that Apple will be incorporating a dedicated sleep tracking sensor that can work in a low power mode. So when you go to use your Apple Watch for sleep tracking, you would enter in that sleep tracking mode. It would put the Apple Watch in a very low state of power and conserve battery life. We're talking about maybe losing 1 to 2 percentage points during a sleep tracking session. And the reason why Apple could do this is because you don't really need to power all the power hungry components while you're sleeping. There's no need for the cellular or Wi-Fi or the display to even turn on. And those are the kind of things that really peg battery life. So by turning all those features off, by just having a sensor that is tracking your movements while you sleep, that could be the solution Apple is looking for, especially with their current state of Apple Watch battery life. Okay, let's talk about things that we probably know at this point, and that is that the Apple Watch Series 6 will be getting a faster processor with the S6 chip. And this comes out of a research note from Apple analyst Ming-Chi Kuo, who indeed confirms that the Apple Watch Series 6 will feature faster performance. Now, of course, for the people following Apple, you might think a processor performance bump is a no-brainer, but don't forget that when we went from the Series 4 to the Series 5, there was no processor speed improvements. Ming-Chi Kuo also mentioned that the Apple Watch Series 6 will be getting increased water resistance thanks to a liquid crystal polymer or LCP material for the flexible circuit boards. The current Apple Watches are rated at 50 meters, so obviously you can take them for a swim, but by increasing water resistance, maybe the Apple Watch could be used in other areas. So maybe you could wear it while you're scuba diving, which has a lot of pressure, so that would be pretty impressive. Or you could use it for other high velocity water activities like riding a jet ski. Ming-Chi Kuo also mentions that the Apple Watch Series 6 will have improved networking capabilities. Now, this could be done in a couple of ways. Number one, they could improve the design of the overall Apple Watch to allow more radio transparency, so things like Wi-Fi and cellular pass through it easier to get a better connection. Or they could also upgrade the networking chips inside of the Apple Watch. Currently, the Apple Watch Series 6 only has Wi-Fi N, which was actually surprising to me, considering we have Wi-Fi AC, and now we're moving on to Wi-Fi 6. So Apple could certainly bump the Wi-Fi chip in the Series 6 Apple Watch. The other thing they could add is a 5G cellular modem. This will not happen. I really don't think there's any way Apple will add a 5G networking modem to the Series 6 Apple Watch, and that's mainly because of two things. Number one, 5G can drain battery really quickly. A lot of the 5G phones that are coming to market today have bigger batteries to compensate for the power-hungry 5G modem. The second thing is, because those 5G modems are battery hungry, they also tend to get hot, and when you're wearing an Apple Watch, you really don't want that thing to heat up, so I'm pretty safe at this point, and I would probably be willing to bet that there is going to be no 5G modems on the Series 6. Okay, now there's two rumors I want to talk about. One has some factual evidence backed up to it, and one is just my kind of thinking with Apple ordering some of these components for an unannounced product. Now, the first one being a micro LED display for the Apple Watch Series 6. We have heard rumor after rumor after rumor that Apple is working on micro LED technology, and we have heard that they are trying to get this micro LED technology specifically for use inside of the Apple Watch, and we've also had rumors saying that 2020 would be the year where we see this micro LED technology make its way into an Apple Watch. And to make this short, micro LED is basically a display technology that would offer a lot of the benefits of an OLED display without some of the downsides like burn-in, and it would also be more power efficient. We've mentioned before just how constrained the Apple Watch currently is on battery life, so anything Apple could do to make the Apple Watch more power efficient would really help out with just almost all these features we're talking about. The second feature I think we might see in a Series 6 Apple Watch is the inclusion of an inbuilt fingerprint reader. Apple has been rumored to be working on an iPhone with an in-display fingerprint Touch ID reader, but these are mainly rumors coming out of the supply chain. They see Apple ordering these optical fingerprint readers, and they assume that they're going to make their way into a phone. I don't think that they are going into the iPhones, mainly because Face ID is already there. Apple has invested a lot of money and time into making Face ID work. They have things like, besides just face unlocking, Memoji, and other true depth mapping systems, which they'll probably use for augmented reality, so I don't see Apple moving away from Face ID. Currently, the Apple Watch has 0 forms of biometric authentication, and that's getting increasingly rare for an Apple product not to have. Secondly, I don't think Apple would use Face ID on the Apple Watch. I think it's too small to really fit the complex sensors that need to go into the top bezel portion, and I don't think Apple would put a big notch or anything like that on the Apple Watch. It really doesn't make sense. But they could definitely fit in a fingerprint reader there. The latest 16-inch MacBook Pro uses an optical fingerprint scanner, the same one that would go under the display, and it fits into that small little button. And it would make the Apple Watch even more secure for features like Apple Pay or other authentication methods, or the ability to unlock your Mac with your Apple Watch. Currently, you just double-click the side button, but if they added Touch ID, you would have a way more secure process where that prompt pops up on your Apple Watch, you place your fingerprint down, have it read, and then your Mac's unlocked. Again, this Touch ID stuff is mostly my thinking. I haven't seen any rumors or leaks to back this up yet, but if I'm following Apple's logic as best as I can't see it coming to the iPhones, but if these components are being ordered, they must be for some product. But anyway, those are some of the features that I want to see and some of the features I think we can expect on an Apple Watch Series 6. And as always, I want to hear from you in the comments below. What feature did I mention in this video is your favorite? And also, what are some of the features that you would like to see on a future Apple Watch? As always, if you like this video, make sure you give me a like. If you want to see more from my channel, make sure you're subscribed. If you want to help the channel out in any way, make sure you check out some of the links in the description. And again, if you have a Twitter account and you want to follow me, it's at Gregory McFadden. I would really appreciate it. Hopefully we can get to 1,000 very soon. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.